You want to go somewhere where you see people winning. If someone's selling you a pipe dream on an opportunity and you're like, okay, this sounds like a great thing, but like there's nobody doing it or I don't know anybody doing it, you might want to look somewhere else, right? You want to find the top performers inside that organization and you want to do what they do and probably more, because the top performers are already have some kind of skills and they already have so much experience in their back pocket, and you're coming in with a clean slate. You're going to need to learn much more quickly than they are at right now in the perspective of experience, right? You need to pick up on all the experience that they've gained during their time, so you got to do a little bit more. But you want to hang around those high performers. By osmosis, you're going to turn into a high performer, a top performer, and you're going to start to become the next best version of yourself, right? That next thing, guys, that we want to do is we want to start to get feedback. So we don't just want to do a bunch of activity. We want to do a bunch of activity and then also learn from those people that are way ahead of you, right? Hey man, this is what I did in this situation. This guy gave me this objection. Like, what could I have done to prevent that beforehand? What do you usually do? Is there some way that you gain credibility before you ask for the sale? Because nobody takes me seriously, right? Ask those people who are ahead of you what they're doing to be successful and get some feedback, right? I'm gonna give you an example. I used to role play with people who had been in the industry for 2 years when I got started inside of my sales opportunity. I wasn't gonna just be like, oh man, this thing doesn't work. People were doing it, and if someone's doing it, that means that you can too, and it's just figuring out how do you actually do it? And that's the attitude that you've got to have, guys. And the last point that I have here, guys, is reinvest in yourself over and over, okay? Don't just start, walking down this path and think that you're all set because you're around people who are winning. Maybe you start to make a little bit of money, and don't just be like satisfied with where you're at. Realize that this is a continuous game of growth. Reinvesting into yourself back over again, reinvesting into your business back over again, right? Like, I didn't drop out of college just so I could make 5-10 grand a month. I was trying to make 5-10 grand a week, reinvest it back into my business so I can make 10 grand to 20 grand a week, so then I could reinvest it back into my business, so then I could make 40 to 60 grand a week, right? That was my attitude. It was never about the now. I was building for something greater. I was building for something farther down the road. Change directions in your vehicle or start a new opportunity. Let's say that you get started inside of sales. Well, if you start making 10 grand a month, that's great, but did you know that you can make 20 grand a month? What if you could build a sales organization, right? Here's an example. I got started inside of sales at Real Financial, and my career path and my journey looked like this. I started selling one product that paid really low commissions, and then I learned about a different product that paid higher commissions, and then I learned about a third product that paid even more commissions, right? And so people were willing to pay more, so I started to make more. And then I started to learn about how to build a team, and I started to learn about recruiting, right? So I started to recruit some agents onto my team, and then I started to teach other people how to do what I was doing. And then I started to learn about how to actually retain people and how to treat people well, and how to build culture and how to build community. And then these people wanted to stay. And then I started to teach these people how to really win. And then I started to teach these people how to build their own organizations, right? And the thing is you can't jump from step 1 to step 5, but you've got to climb that ladder, right? You want to keep reinvesting in yourself over and over so you can keep growing inside of your industry. And once you realize that it is a marathon and it's not a sprint, and when you keep reinvesting back into yourself and keep building your business, you're going to be on a growth pattern, right? And so I'm going to give you an example. If I make an extra 5 grand a month from where I'm at right now, let's say that I was making 10 grand a month and then I got started inside of sales or just at Real Financial or somewhere else, right? If I start making $15,000 a month and I go get a new car payment that's 5 grand a month, I really didn't do anything to help myself grow. I just started spending and wasting all the extra money that I was making. Versus if I was making 10 grand a month and then I started making $15,000 a month, and I took that $5,000 and I reinvested it back into maybe an admin, an assistant, someone to help me operate my business and take some of the tasks off my hands. So then my business could generate 30 grand a month. Do you think that $5,000 is better spent on an admin or an assistant, or giving it to